Long after the old Earth had withered under the relentless advance of technology and cosmic threats, the remnants of humanity were believed to have faded into the annals of the universe, their existence reduced to mere footnotes in the sprawling epics of intergalactic civilizations. These advanced beings, with their sprawling cities of light and energy across different galaxies, had once looked upon humans with a blend of curiosity and disdain, considering them a lower, albeit interesting species. But as centuries morphed into millennia, even the curiosity waned, leaving behind a universe where the name human stirred nothing more than the dust of forgotten realms. The Hidden Sanctuary. Deep within the folds of the Andromeda Galaxy, amidst a nebula shrouded in cosmic dust and swirling gases, lay a hidden sanctuary known as Eden. To the untrained eye, Eden appeared as nothing more than another mundane star system, its secrets cloaked by the very nature that fostered its concealment. Here, on a planet teeming with vibrant life and lush landscapes, the last of humanity had not just survived, they thrived. Eden was a jewel of biodiversity, a stark contrast to the barren planets humanity had once colonized. It was crafted by the remnants of Earth's greatest minds, who, foreseeing the downfall of their world, had embarked on a secretive, almost mythical project known as Project Phoenix. They terraformed this once desolate planet, turning it into a sanctuary, not just for human life, but for all Earth species they could save. The Council of the Hidden within the heart of Eden's sprawling jungle beneath the canopy of giant ferns and towering trees stood the council chambers, a structure built around the trunk of the oldest tree on the planet, its roots delving deep into the fertile ground, its branches stretching out towards the stars. Here, the Council of the Hidden convened, composed of descendants of those who had initiated Project Phoenix. They were leaders, scientists, historians, and warriors, all carrying the weight of human history and the hope of its future. This council was led by Alara, a woman whose ancestors had been pivotal in orchestrating the escape from Earth. Under her guidance, the council had one prevailing mandate: to prepare humanity for a return to the cosmos from which they had been exiled. Accumulating power. The humans of Eden had not spent their centuries in idleness. Beneath the serene landscapes and the harmonious living with nature, Eden was a cradle of technological advancement and cosmic exploration. The people here had developed technologies that harmonized with nature rather than exploiting it. Their engineers had crafted ships that sailed through the cosmos, powered by renewable energies, their weapons designed only for defense, integrated with systems that could protect without destruction. In secret, Eden had also been amassing a formidable arsenal, not of weapons of mass destruction, but of knowledge, alliances with other minor species, and the cultivation of powers that many in the universe believed to be myths or long lost to time. They had rediscovered and harnessed the energies that flowed through the very fabric of space-time, energies that could heal, build, destroy, and transform, the catalyst. It was during the 500th year of Eden when the catalyst arrived, a small, unassuming probe of a make and model that the universe had not seen for over 1,000 years, drifted into the Eden system. It carried with it a message, encoded in a long-forgotten binary sequence that only the oldest computers of Eden could decipher. The message was stark, a cry for help from a distant part of the universe, a sector where humanity was thought to have vanished without a trace. It spoke of a coalition, a gathering of forces against a common enemy that threatened not just the isolated pockets of human survivors, but the balance of the universe itself. As the council listened to the message, replayed through the static of ages, Alara knew that the moment humanity had been preparing for had finally arrived. The time to step out of the shadows and reclaim their place in the universe was at hand. The beacon of their ancestors, thought to be extinguished, was not just a light, it was a blazing trail back to the stars. This was the dawn of humanity's resurgence, a testament to their enduring spirit. The universe would soon remember that humans were far from extinct. They were merely hidden, and now they were ready to return. In the shadowed halls of Eden's command center, Ilara and her council watched the stars with renewed purpose. Each pinprick of light could be a friend or foe, and deciphering which was key to their strategy. As they planned their return, the elders spoke of the Great Silence, a period when humanity's signals had ceased, swallowed by the ever-watchful eyes of cosmic sentinels. These sentinels, autonomous drones left over from ancient wars, still patrolled the forgotten routes between stars, remnants of a bygone era of conflict and control. The assembly of allies. Word of humanity's survival and intent to return spread covertly through old trading routes and data streams that winded through the cosmos like celestial rivers. Races, small in power but rich in knowledge and spirit, responded to Eden's call. Among them were the Tariqans, beings of light and sound who could manipulate vibrations to create shield barriers or communicate across vast distances. There were also the Akreel, aquatic creatures, skilled in genetic engineering, capable of adapting any life form to various environments. These species, and others who had long suffered under the dominion of larger powers, saw in humanity a beacon of hope and rebellion. Meetings were held on neutral planets, in cloaked ships, and within virtual realities, piecing together an alliance that was as diverse as it was desperate. The revival of old tech. Back on Eden, the engineers and tech mages worked tirelessly. Their labs and workshops were alive with the sparks of old Earth technologies being revived and fused with alien techniques. One such invention was the phase shifter, a device capable of bending light and matter to render a ship invisible or intangible for short bursts, perfect for sneaking through sentinel patrols or blockades. In the deepest bunker of Eden, a special project was underway, known as the Legacy Core. This was an artificial intelligence, seeded with the combined knowledge and culture of Earth. It was not just a repository of history, but a thinking system, capable of strategizing, learning, and even feeling to some extent. This AI was to be the cerebral center of humanity's fleet, providing guidance, tactical analyses, and, if necessary, control over ship systems in combat scenarios. The tides of power. As Eden prepared, so too did the universe's more dominant species begin to take notice. Unusual alliances were forming, old treaties were being questioned, and spy probes slipped silently between star systems, gathering intelligence. The Galactic Council, a body that claimed to maintain order but often suppressed lesser species, convened an emergency session. Rumors of humanity's resurgence had reached even their secluded chambers, and they dispatched emissaries to uncover the truth. The first skirmish. The first test of Eden's preparations came sooner than expected. A sentinel drone, long dormant but reactivated by the unusual traffic through an old warp gate, attacked a convoy of Tariqan emissaries en route to Eden. The battle, swift and fierce, showcased the newly developed human technology. Phase shifters blinked the Tariqan ships in and out of reality, disorienting the drone, while targeted EMP blasts from Eden's hidden defense satellites disabled it before it could report back. This victory, small but significant, was a dual-edged sword. It bolstered the morale and confidence of the burgeoning alliance, but it also confirmed to the watching universe that humanity was indeed rising again. The Galactic Council's emissaries accelerated their efforts, and the eyes of the universe turned towards the hidden star system of Eden, watching as the old players took the stage once more, ready to redefine the cosmic order. In the dimly lit war room of Eden, holographic maps of neighboring star systems flickered with data streams and trajectory paths. Ilara, standing firm and focused, traced her fingers over the constellation networks, each node and link representing potential allies and threats. The council members around her voiced concerns and strategies, the air thick with anticipation and the weight of forthcoming decisions. Cloaked meetings. Under the cloak of nebulae and black holes, secret meetings continued to shape the nascent alliance. On a small, uninhabited moon circling a gas giant, representatives from various species gathered. The Tariqans hummed in their melodic language, vibrating the air into tangible patterns that displayed tactical simulations. The Akreel, floating in specially designed tanks filled with nutrient-rich waters, projected genetic blueprints of creatures engineered to survive in hostile environments. Here, Ilara proposed the creation of the Interspecies Fleet, a combined armada that would serve not only as a protective force, but as a symbol of unity against oppression. Each species would contribute their unique technologies and capabilities, creating a fleet diverse in its strengths and unified in its purpose. The schematics of war. Back on Eden, the preparations intensified. The Legacy Corps, now fully operational, suggested unconventional warfare tactics based on historical battles of Earth. Guerrilla warfare, cyber attacks on enemy AI systems, and the sabotage of interstellar communication nodes were all on the table. The humans of Eden knew they couldn't match the sheer firepower of the Galactic Council's fleets, but with cunning and the element of surprise, they could certainly outmaneuver them. In hidden factories buried deep within Eden's mountains, production began on a new class of starfighter equipped with phase-shift technology. These fighters were small, agile, and virtually invisible when activated, designed specifically for hit-and-run tactics and quick escapes, crucial for the kind of asymmetrical warfare they planned to wage, the pulse of revolution. As Eden sent its silent calls across the stars, more species began to rally. The whispers of revolution stirred even in the core worlds, where oppressed populations had long given up hope of change. Covert shipments of arms and supplies, disguised as routine cargo, made their way into these systems, fueling underground movements and preparing them for the signal to strike. A galaxy on the brink. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council grew ever more paranoid. Their networks had intercepted fragments of transmissions and captured rebel spies. The Council knew something was brewing but could not pinpoint the source. In a desperate bid to maintain control, they tightened restrictions on travel and communication, unwittingly sowing more dissent among the systems under their rule. The Silent Siege. The first major confrontation was silent, unseen by most of the galaxy. A data hub, central to the Galactic Council's surveillance network, floated quietly in space until it suddenly went dark. A team of human and Tarican engineers had infiltrated the station, using a combination of EMP blasts and cyber hacks to bring it down. This disruption created a blackout period that allowed dozens of rebel cells across the galaxy to coordinate strikes without immediate reprisal, signaling the start of a widespread uprising. Elara watched the reports come in, her expression unreadable. Each victory brought them closer to their goal, but also deeper into a conflict that promised no easy outcomes. As the stars above Eden twinkled indifferently, the human leader knew that the true test of their resolve had only just begun. The stage was set, the players ready, and the galaxy would never be the same again. As the interspecies fleet grew in number and confidence, strategic expansion became necessary. Under the guidance of the Legacy Corps, Eden's tacticians deployed fleets to key sectors, establishing hidden bases and supply routes through less patrolled systems. Each base became a node in a growing network of resistance, a part of the grand tapestry that was the rebellion's widening reach, the breaking of bonds. The Galactic Council, feeling the sting of recent losses, retaliated with brute force. They dispatched their elite fleets to quash the uprisings, turning star systems into battlefields. The skies over planets that had not seen war in generations now burned with the trails of starfighters and the glow of laser fire. In one such confrontation, the human-led fleet faced off against the Council's forces near the pulsar winds of the Neutronus system. The pulsar's erratic electromagnetic pulses rendered most traditional navigation systems useless. But the humans and their allies turned this to their advantage. Using specially adapted ships that could ride the waves of electromagnetic disruption, they ambushed the Council fleet, turning what was meant to be a swift crackdown into a chaotic retreat. Seeds of subversion. On the diplomatic front, emissaries from Eden and their allies worked tirelessly to undermine the Council's authority. They exposed secret deals and corruption, swaying public opinion and encouraging more systems to join their cause. Each revelation of Council malfeasance brought new allies to the rebellion, each system a fresh source of resources and strategic advantage, the synthesis of strategy and science. The scientists of Eden, collaborating with experts from various allied species, developed a series of high-impact technologies designed to disable the enemy's heavier warships without massive casualties. One such invention was the gravitic warp mine, a device that could create a temporary localized warp in space-time, effectively turning the area into a navigational nightmare, trapping ships in a maze of distorted space. The cultivation of hope. While war raged, the leaders of the rebellion also focused on the hearts and minds of the galaxy's populace. Broadcasts of hope and unity penetrated even the most heavily censored sectors. These messages, often accompanied by footage of successful rebel actions and tales of heroic deeds, served to inspire those living under the yoke of the Council's oppression. The turning tide. The turning point came during the siege of Delphoria, a major supply depot for the Council's outer rim defenses. The depot was heavily fortified, surrounded by minefields and patrolled by some of the Council's best troops. However, the rebels, using a combination of insider information and the newly developed gravitic warp mines, managed to penetrate the defenses and seize the depot. This victory not only provided the rebels with much-needed supplies, but also demonstrated the weakening grip of the Galactic Council on its outer territories. The shadows of victory. As the rebel fleet returned to their hidden bases, laden with supplies and bolstered by new recruits, there was a palpable sense of change. Each victory, each new ally, each successful sabotage against the Council's oppressive regime brought them closer to their ultimate goal. But Alara knew that the true challenge was still ahead. The Council was wounded, but not yet defeated, and they would undoubtedly retaliate with devastating force. She convened her closest advisors, planning the next phases of what had become not just a skirmish or series of battles, but a full-scale war. As they plotted their next moves under the stars that had once seemed so indifferent to their plight, they were now active players in reshaping the galaxy's destiny. The echoes of their actions would be felt across the cosmos, in the heart of every being yearning for freedom. The rebellion's influence spread like a supernova's shockwave across the galaxy, reaching even the most remote and fortified systems. Under the cloak of vast cosmic dust clouds, stealth units of the interspecies fleet deployed cutting-edge espionage drones into enemy territories. These drones, crafted with technology amalgamated from several allied races, were almost undetectable, providing critical intelligence that would shape the forthcoming battles. The Galactic Council's desperation, in response to their dwindling control. The Galactic Council unleashed the Omega Protocols, last resort measures that included the activation of ancient Sentinel warships, feared for their devastating firepower and autonomous battle capabilities. These relics of a darker age were sent forth to lay waste to entire systems suspected of harboring rebel sympathizers. The Rebellion's shield. Anticipating harsh retaliation, Ilara and the Council initiated Operation Stardust, a strategy to safeguard key Allied planets using advanced defensive technologies. This included deploying energy shields that could dissipate the energy of incoming attacks, effectively turning hostile fire into harmless light displays. Additionally, Eden's scientists had developed adaptive eco-barricades, living barriers that could regenerate even after heavy bombardments. The symphony of warfare. The battlefields of the rebellion were not only spans of space but also fields of frequencies and information. Electronic warfare specialists from Tarikan and human ranks jammed the Council's communications, sowing confusion among their fleets. Simultaneously, cybernetic soldiers infiltrated network systems, turning the Council's own war machines against them in several critical encounters. The cry of the oppressed. As the Council's grip weakened, uprisings flared across the galaxy like wildfire. Planets that had once bowed in fear now rose in defiance, their revolutions fueled by the success of the rebellion. These were not just military revolts. They were popular movements, with citizens from all walks of life stepping forward to claim their freedom. Stories of valor and the spirit of independence permeated the galaxy, inspiring even the most downtrodden to fight back. The heartbeat of a new era. The pivotal moment came during the Battle of Viridian Prime, where the combined forces of the rebellion faced a massive Council fleet equipped with Omega Protocols. The battle was fierce, with significant losses on both sides, but the ingenuity of the rebels' strategies and the resilience of their improvised technologies turned the tide. Utilizing a series of warp disruptions and kinetic bombardments, the rebel forces managed to disable the flagship of the Council's fleet, capturing its crew and seizing control of its systems. Echoes in the void. Following their victory at Viridian Prime, the leaders of the rebellion convened aboard the captured flagship, now repurposed as a symbol of their triumph and unity. There, amid the stars that had witnessed their struggle, a new declaration was made. This document outlined the principles of a new galactic federation, one built on the ideals of cooperation, freedom, and mutual respect among all species. The path ahead. As Alara gazed out into the vastness of space from the command deck of the flagship, she contemplated the future. The rebellion had morphed into a formidable force, one capable of shaping the destiny of the galaxy. Yet, she knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. Building a federation of such diverse worlds would require more than military might. It would require diplomacy, understanding, and above all, a shared vision for the future. The cosmos, once a place of silent oppression, was now alive with the sounds of liberation and the possibilities of new beginnings. The legacy of humanity's resilience and the unity of their allies had ignited a beacon of hope that would illuminate the galaxy for generations to come. With the establishment of the new Galactic Federation, a grand assembly was called. Representatives from hundreds of star systems gathered, each bringing their unique perspectives and aspirations. The venue was the Great Orbital Synod around Eden, a marvel of engineering designed to host such historic gatherings. It orbited the planet, a symbol of unity, with vast halls filled with light and the vibrant colors of countless civilizations. The architect of peace, Alara, recognized as the catalyst of the sweeping changes, was elected as the first chancellor of the Federation. Her vision of a cooperative galaxy resonated with many who had suffered under the old regime. Her first address as chancellor set the tone for what was to come, a focus on healing, restoration, and exploration of the vast unknown, ensuring that no species would dominate another again. The Disarmament Directive. One of the first resolutions passed under Alara's leadership was the Disarmament Directive. The Federation declared that no single race should hold a fleet capable of threatening the collective peace. Instead, a joint peacekeeping armada was established, manned and maintained by all member races, serving as both a defensive measure and a symbol of their united resolve. Rebuilding the broken across the galaxy, worlds scarred by war and oppression began the slow process of reconstruction. Technologies once used for warfare were repurposed to rebuild cities, terraform devastated landscapes, and restore ecosystems. The Federation's environmental core, consisting of experts from various ecologically advanced planets, led these efforts, turning desolate battlefields back into flourishing habitats. The Renaissance of Culture and Knowledge. The new era was also a renaissance of culture and knowledge. The Federation established the Galactic Archives, a vast collection of knowledge from all member species, accessible to everyone. Cultural exchanges became commonplace, with students and artists traveling across the galaxy to study and collaborate. This melding of perspectives sparked a surge in innovation and artistic expression, enriching the lives of countless beings. The loom of the new society. As the Federation's influence solidified, so did its political structures. Systems of governance were designed to be fluid, allowing each member species to maintain its autonomy while contributing to the federal agenda. Issues were addressed through dialogue and consensus rather than edicts, a testament to the Federation's commitment to fairness and equality. Challenges and triumphs. Yet, the path was not always smooth. Old resentmances lingered among some factions, and pirates and rogue elements tested the Federation's resolve. Each challenge was met with the combined might and intellect of the member races, strengthening the bonds between them. These trials proved that while the Federation was not invincible, it was resilient and adaptable. The Starlit Bond. The anniversary of the Federation's founding was marked by a celebration that spanned the galaxy. From the floating gardens of Aloria to the crystal caverns of Zentari, beings of all kinds participated in festivities that highlighted their heritage and shared dreams. Fireworks lit up the skies of 1,000 worlds, and the great bells of harmony rang through the space stations and city squares, a symbol of enduring peace and unity. The future unfolds. As peace settled over the galaxy, the Federation turned its gaze outward, towards the unexplored territories that lay beyond their known space. With a fleet of exploration ships, helmed by the bravest adventurers from across the Federation, humanity and their allies stepped into these new frontiers, seeking to understand more of the cosmos and their place within it. Ilara watched from the observation deck of the Synod as the first of these ships departed, her heart filled with a mix of pride and wonder. The galaxy, once a place of division and conflict, was now a tapestry woven from the threads of 1,000 different lives, all united in their quest for a brighter tomorrow. As the ships faded into the starlight, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment and anticipation. The journey had been arduous, the battles fierce, but the peace they had forged was their greatest triumph, a beacon for the ages,